So I can show you data on various entities from publicly traded companies to asset managers and even some nations that have been acquiring Bitcoin. This includes well-known names and significant institutional ETFs. For example, reports indicated substantial inflows into Bitcoin ETFs in 2024 and so far 2025 as well. This increase in adoption is a key factor many analysts point to. Again, is data, not a guarantee of future price movements. Some analysts, like those at BlackRock, have expressed views that institutional interest is just beginning. So price prediction for Bitcoin varies wildly. Some estimate 200,000 all the way to even 1 million. I think somewhere in between there is my forecast, personal forecast as well, over the next coming years, right?